Have you ever told yourself, oh, I'll start this next week, but next week never comes? Or maybe you believe because you didn't start something on Monday, the whole week is ruined. Maybe you find yourself waiting for the perfect time to do something, to start that project, that hobby, or that business, but that perfect time never arrives. If any of these sound familiar, you might be suffering from self-sabotage without even realizing it. Crazy thing is, self-sabotage isn't about being lazy or unmotivated. It's actually about your fear of failure, success, or of change. And sometimes we actually believe that we don't even deserve better. In this video, I will help you recognize sneaky ways that self-sabotage can show up in your life, understand why it happens, and most importantly, how you can break free from the cycle and start making progress towards your goals. These are the video chapters, and let's start off with number 1. What self-sabotage is and signs that you might be suffering from it. Self-sabotage is defined as when someone's actions undermine their own success or goals. Examples of this can be procrastinating, perfectionism, negative self-talk, overcommitting, and fear of success. Self-sabotage can show up in various ways. Some include procrastination, when you put off going to the gym until the next day, even though you promised yourself you would do it today. It can also show up as perfectionism, not starting that project because you don't have all the information, even if we know that we're prolonging the inevitable. Why do we do it? It happens because our brains are hardwired to seek safety and familiarity, which works well for survival but can hold us back when we try to push past our comfort zones. Self-sabotage often comes from the belief that we carry within us. External factors play a part too. Whether it's the expectations of family, society, or social media, many of us let these external pressures dictate our future and lead us down to a path of unhappiness and self-sabotage. Fear also plays a really big role in keeping us stuck. It's that feeling that makes you want to hide or retreat when facing a challenge. Whether it's the fear of judgment, fear of failure, or fear of success, fears keep us tethered to our comfort zone. Another way that self-sabotage can be integrated into our lives is through our relationships. We could hold off getting into a relationship because we are fearful of being hurt. Starting to date someone who might be really good for you, you might push them away because you may have trauma or past limiting beliefs that will lead you to believe that you will be hurt. And the irony is, our comfort zones don't bring lasting peace. Over time, it becomes a place where our dreams become what-ifs instead of becoming realities. Self-sabotage isn't about you being lazy or unmotivated. Instead, it's about the fear you have and your limiting beliefs that you carry. Limiting beliefs can look something like this. Things haven't worked out in the past, so why should I start now? If I fail, it'll be yet another thing proving I can't do it. Success should not be that easy. It has to be really difficult for me to even feel accomplished. Now that we understand why we self-sabotage, let's talk about how we can recognize it in our own lives. Something you can do is being aware of your triggers and staying present. When you find yourself making excuses, delaying tasks, or talking yourself out of something, take a beat and ask yourself, are you protecting yourself or are you just scared of what might happen? If taking action is actually going to cause you harm. Now, get out a piece of paper and write down all the goals you want to achieve, ways you've sabotaged in the past, and what you are afraid of. Because the moment you are aware of your patterns, you can start breaking them. But Samara, I know why I self-sabotage, but how do I fix it? There are 5 things that you can do to stop self-sabotaging right now. First is be aware. I'm a big self-analyzer. Maybe I self-analyze a little too much, but the best thing, if you do a lot of self-reflection, is that you learn to pause and think about your action. When you're self-sabotaging or when you catch yourself in the moment of delaying a task, just pause and think, why am I doing this? What am I so afraid of? If I succeed or if I fail in this, what are the outcomes? And really dive deep into why you are terrified of the outcome that this might happen. And who knows, the outcome might never actually happen, but you need to go through all of the stages and all of the possible reasons that you could be self-sabotaging this task, habit, or relationship. You can't change things that you don't notice. So another thing you can do is to reframe your mindset. Now in this stage, I want you to prove all your limiting beliefs wrong. This is what we call a mindset shift. and can look a little something like this. I know that things may have not worked out the way I thought they would in the past, but I am present in the current moment, and the past does not determine what the future holds in store for me. If I have a setback, it will be yet another opportunity to learn, grow, and prove to myself that I can keep improving. It does not have to be difficult to be meaningful. Number 3, take small actions to improve. Don't wait to feel ready, because you will never feel ready. You just have to start. That's the hardest part. Literally, do a 5-minute workout. Go for a 10-minute walk to grab some matcha. The matcha serves as the reward. In Atomic Habits by James Clear, he actually goes through the habit cycle. You've probably heard of this. It goes cue, craving, response, reward. I will go more in depth on this topic in another video. If you're doing a task that you don't enjoy, that you feel like you're dreading, that you're delaying a task, try adding a reward to the end, and that will help produce motivation to accomplish that task. Even if you are doing a workout for 5 minutes or moving your body outside for 10 minutes, these are small actionable steps that you can implement into your daily schedule to move closer to your goals. They don't have to be major accomplishments, because each small goal equals up to a very large difference. If you're wanting to launch a business, write down one thing. You don't have to have the whole business plan structured out or all the documents filled or the suppliers contacted right now. All you have to do is take your time. You can even use the 5-minute method, which is you tell yourself you can work for 5 minutes, and after that, you're free to stop. It's just getting started that builds that momentum to keep going. Taking necessary breaks is very important. I like to use the Pomodoro timer, the 30 and 10-minute one, I believe. It's phenomenal. I get a lot more work done if I use that than if I don't. Okay, number 4. Now that we have small steps that you can take to improve, you are going to define what success means to you. You can do this by writing down your top 3 goals for the day. It can be 3 small tasks like doing the dishes, making your bed, etc. And then 2 medium tasks, which is maybe answering an email, creating an email draft, and then 1 large task, which could be working on a passion project or then creating your business plan. Anything that takes 30 minutes over is your large task and your large goal. The medium tasks can be 15 to 30 minutes, and then the smaller tasks can be 5 to 15. Another way you can define success is to use accountability to your advantage, whether that is having an accountability partner. I like to do this with my friends, and we have a certain or a common task in mind, and we use each other to motivate us to complete more and to do more and to just work a little bit harder as like kind of a competition motivator. Competition can be really good for you as long as you're using it healthy way. To keep your motivation going, you want to make it really hard to quit. So you can, like I said, find an accountability partner, or you can time block and use a habit tracker. I will also make a whole separate video on what I use to time block my schedule and the habits that I incorporate into my day-to-day. But time blocking is a great way to structure your daily and weekly schedule, and also incorporating times for just you, just to sit down with yourself and decompress for the day. A little bit of self-care is great and can go a really long way. Tell someone a goal that you have so that you can stay committed to it. Because basically, if you tell someone, you're more inclined to keep up with that and keep your promise. And then last but not least is just embrace the imperfections that you have, because done is better than perfect. If you wait for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. There is no perfect moment, so just start now. It is a long and continuous process of coming out of your self-sabotaging ways, but it is so worth it. There have been multiple opportunities in my life where I have felt that I wasn't qualified and didn't have the knowledge to proceed in a task, so I would stop and quit altogether. I'm continuing to work and move out of my self-sabotaging, and now I look at self-sabotaging as something to learn and grow from. Okay, and I would like to end off this episode with some journal prompts that you can do to help determine where your self-sabotaging is actually coming from and ways that you can help move forward out of it. Number 1, if my self-sabotage had a voice, what would it say? 2, list 3 successes that you tend to overlook and explain why. Number 3, what is one goal that you have been avoiding and what fears and beliefs are holding you back from taking action? Number 4, what are 3 small actions that you can take today to move closer to your goal despite the fear or beliefs that you may have? And lastly, number 5, Who in my life has influenced me about what I can and cannot do? How do I want to reshape these influences moving forward? And that is the end of today's video. Remember that growth happens outside your comfort zone, and I promise your future self will thank you for taking action today. Remember that you have so much potential, and I love you. Comment what video you'd like to see next, and I will see you all soon. Bye!